I'm Hulisani. Welcome to For the Culture. The world is evolving, and so is the structure of family. Mzansi Magic's new Sunday night local drama series, Umbuso, explores the lengths that people are willing to go to for those that they love and what they believe is theirs.
Lies can create an empire.
So does that mean we are on track?
Yeah, as long as Reza Shore give man the vote to the looks attend.
Lies can heal your wounds.
Hey.
Lies can build a family. But once you know the truth,
oh my God.
Sunday nights will never be the same. Umbuso, Sundays at 8, exclusive to Mzansi Magic.
Today on For the Culture, we put the spotlight on the modern family. Joining me for this conversation are actor and singer Sandile Mahlangu, who plays Samora Nyandeni on Umbuso, as well as actor, TV and radio presenter Teboho Kaditsoteti, who plays Sanele on Legacy. Gentlemen, thank you so much for joining me for this conversation. Sandile, let's start with you. You know, on Umbuso, your character Samora never sees eye to eye with his dad because your dad's in business, but when you're an artist, you know, you're all about the passion, you're all about the fire. Talk to me about some of the challenges you think young people are facing today when there's a conflict when it comes to family ideals and what a young person should be doing that their parents don't necessarily understand.
The biggest thing is that, you know how our parents were raised, right? They needed to follow a specific structure and be that and be that and be that. And now the world has evolved and changed and things are different now, you know? It's not the same structure that we used to have back then, whereby if you know, you have this timeline that they have for you that when you're 20, 22, 25.
You should have achieved A, B, C. Yeah.
It's not the same anymore, you know. Ultimately, your parents will understand.
Down the line,
And so to mix it up with myself and Samora is a character who's struggling from that. It shows what parents would do to kids who are deciding to want to pursue what they want to pursue. And so ultimately it's a story of just let them be, and life, as much as life is long, it's also short. The kids will eventually find their way.
Do you think it's important to relate with people that come from the same kind of family structure, you know, as in modern family to modern family?
Yes, 100%. I mean, we need to look at family dynamics, first of all. There's nuclear families with both parents, there's single parents, and they all have a different dynamic on how they raise their kids. And with people who are modernized, who have both parents and who keep track on, like, who go to school, who are being raised the proper way, and then somebody who's been raised by a koko or somebody, we get to relate more to the people who are modern. You get to have a conversation that's broad than having a conversation from a friend who has a single parent, and I'm also from a single parent. Yeah. So the conversation doesn't really become that broad.
The experiences are different, but yes, I suppose there's always space to learn from one another when we do kind of step out of that boundary. How do you think families can deal with the scrutiny that comes not only from society, but with your own families? You get scrutiny from the media.
There's a slippery slope. You start wondering what their judgments are, and then now you start being a people pleaser. Now you can't even live your life anymore because you're busy trying to appease other people that live next door or live on social media. Because neighbors are on social media, everybody there is your neighbor, basically. And so where do you draw the line?
Oh, I've never thought of it like that. I'm looking over to see.
See what I'm saying? People look at the next person and say, okay, they have it better because. And when you're doing that, you're cheating yourself of what you could be experiencing in the present moment.
Yeah. We're not dealt the same cards, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Just to touch on what Sandile is saying is that you have to go through the journey. It's a must. You know, you get scrutiny from family and you get from people outside. You just have to deal with it, you know. Tell people how you feel about certain things. Have the conversation, because also it builds a better, strong relationship from the parents and the friends or the uncles or the other family members of, I really don't like how you speak to me this way. I really don't like how you perceive me.
I'm different.
You know what I mean? So you need to also have that conversation with people, you know. People will always judge you from seeing you or from what they hear or from what kind of family you come from.
We got a tweet coming through here from Selfie King, and he says, #Umbuso is an emotional, thrilling roller coaster of family secrets. Sandile, do you believe that some secrets should be kept in families?
So sometimes parents will hide things to protect the kids, because first of all, we're still naive to understand them fully, and we wouldn't really get why they did what they did, So I think secrets, yes, they definitely need to be hidden sometimes and eventually let out, especially when you see it's okay, no, it's about that time.
I love what you said about it's not that I'm hiding it from you forever,
Yeah.
but you're still naive to actually understand. It's almost like when they say, like, you're not ripe yet. Sounds wrong when you translate it. You're definitely cutting that out. Because that's not what I meant. And then they laughed. And then that's what it meant. Kerry, to you, do you desire to have a family one day?
Yes, of course, 100%.
No, I had to check first before I ask the next question, because it's really about the decisions that you would like to make one day when you're raising your kids, Is it an open kind of approach to parenting? What kind of conversations do you think you would be having that your parents did not have with you?
Yes. So I'm open to having a family. I'm a gay man, obviously, so it's kind of very tricky to the...
Shock, horror. Yeah.
I really want to have kids, and how I'm going to do it is super exciting. Because I'm just going to find a lesbian friend of mine. We live in the same house and we live our separate lives and we live together. And I will definitely expose my kid to that relationship of, dude, I'm a gay man and your mom is a lesbian, and this is how we worked things together to actually bring you to this world. And you can live your own life the way you want to live it. You can be open. It's up to you on whatever you want.
But I want you to have an understanding of your upbringing.
Exactly, yes. And from that, these are conversations that they would have with their friends.
Modern family.
Next thing you know, the generation has changed.
There we go. Having different conversations that push us and grow us, not only as a society, but as individuals. And that's where the growth begins. It starts with you, and then it goes out to society. Sandile, do you think that modern families are being depicted on South African television?
Film and television are where they started was an educational system, right? And the whole idea of people watching other people perform was for education, to tell stories that are not told. And so that's what we need to go back to. We need to go back to educating and saying this is the state of the country right now, and this is
the state of the family.
This is the state of the family right now. I think we're slowly getting back to showing how it really should be and how it is, and so that we understand. Kids are growing up and realizing, okay, I relate to this character that I watch on TV because
I see myself.
Yeah, I think we're going back to this slowly but surely, and I think we just it's soon enough. We'll get there. Yeah.
I'm very interested in finding out from both of you what your advice is on how do you begin a difficult conversation within the family. And these are conversations about different things, whether it's sexuality, spiritual beliefs. What's your advice on where do we start to have a conversation that's going to make the family uncomfortable?
So first things first, you need to just rip off the Band-Aid. Yes, tell it as it is.
Just like that?
Yes, sit your family down. Like taking the risk and letting know what you feel as a person to your family is important because they will understand where you come from. Because another thing is with family, they have this idea of what they want you to become. And they will always tell their friends, no, umntana muthanda iBhayibheli, or no, umntana muthanda ukufunda, you know what I mean?
Based on the way they were raised.
Yes.
Yeah.
And if you're not that person, it's like uyakanga or you're naughty. It's like you're not a child who's focused. So
there's something not right with you.
There's something not right with you. So if you sit down with your family and tell them, okay, mom, I understand you want me to become a pilot or a teacher, but books, academics are not my thing. I'm more into entertainment and drawing and driving cars. So that when you do something like that, they're not shocked on some, Haibo, when we are telela, you know what I mean? Yeah. Yes. So if you have that conversation, it's like, yeah, but he told us. We knew that he was going to get into cars.
And even if it's not for the outside world, right, Sandile, for your own family, kind of having that understanding of, I know you were raised this way and that this is what our family believes, but I don't subscribe to that.
Because we have to understand also, ripping the Band-Aid works, but also in the same breath, we must understand that there's people who can't, they really cannot because of how terrified they are of the situation. So they need to learn a way to be able to, instead of keeping quiet and saying, okay, I will forever listen and forever be sad. You first say, okay, look, I will do what you say I should do, right? But in the interim,
I will pursue this as well. Let me tell you why I'll pursue this as well. It's because I feel very happy this side, but for structure, because you're really about structure and safety and stability, I will do this.
And we'll get to a point, possibly, where I may have to choose, but we will deal with that
later.
when we get to this.
Exactly. So there's a lot of possibly.
It's like we're sitting around a negotiation table.
No, but it really is that. It really is that.
I must be honest though, because sometimes that comes with a lot of judgment from the outside world. The fact that, in this family, they allow this. In this family, they are allowing that. How do you deal with that?
I come to you and I tell you, okay, this is what I want to do. This is what I believe in. And if you're going to stop me from doing this, I'm not going to be a happy child. You know what I mean?
I would like you to support me.
Yes. The reason why I'm telling you this is because I want the support from you guys.
And I don't want it to be a secret.
Yes, and I don't want it to be a secret. I don't want to leave the house to go do things outside and you find out from the outside family, your son was driving e-motor, spinning e-motor and all those things outside. So let me break it down to the family now. This is what I want to do. This is how I'm going to do it. And I want your support in doing this.
Gentlemen, thank you for such an insightful conversation. It really stretched my mind and my thinking. And I hope that you watching this conversation are also given some courage within your own journey, within your own path, within your own story, and within your own family to own it. Be who you are and own it. Be sure to catch Hulisani on Umbuso Sunday nights on Mzansi Magic. That guy, catch him on Umbuso.
Which one? Guys, 20. Oh my goodness.